Hello. Welcome to you to She Boss Talk. I am Shantae Roddy. I am bringing a special broadcast just for our YouTube family today to talk about the launch of a new supplemental grant that the SBA just launched. For those that have been awarded the SVO grants. We're going to be talking also about the EIDL grant because we know they have a supplemental grant program as well that is still up and running, still has billions of dollars available for it. And then I'll be just touching again on the employee retention tax credit. As we know, the SBA or the federal funds, relief funds for small business owners are dwindling down, right? So they've already closed out some programs. Like we know they closed out the PPP, they closed out the restaurant revitalization grant, and the first SVO grant program for new applicants. So we only have a few more federal programs left. So I want to make sure that all of you all know about these programs and that you get your applications in as soon as possible so that you can get the funding for your business. Even if you're watching right now and one of the programs may not apply to you, I'm sure that you have peers that it does apply to. And so that's why we need as many of you all sharing as possible so we can reach as many business owners as possible. It's just COVID is just still on a rise, and small business owners just have still many concerns about the state of America and small business and what may potentially happen. So let's brace ourselves and be prepared so that we can continue to thrive in the midst of the pandemic that is here. Okay, so with that said, just real quickly, as always, please, if you're new here, just drop a comment. Let us know who you are, where you're hailing from, and what your business is. Feel free to drop any questions that you have. This will be a short video today, so I'll try to get to them. Please ask them. I'll try to get to them while I'm live, or I'll follow up after the broadcast. Do subscribe if you're not subscribed already. If you're enjoying our content, if you benefited from any of the information, resources, and tools that we have shared, we invite you to subscribe to our family. It's important for small business owners to have a network and not work in isolation so that you can get connected to what you need to be able to grow and scale your business. So with that said, I'm here to talk about the SBA's announcement. They announced this on Friday for the Shuttered Venue Operators Grant. So if you don't know already, these are grants that were up to $10 million. That is the cap for this program. This is one of the newer programs that was launched. It is a $16.2 billion program, and they have funded well over 11,000 cultural arts centers, live venues, museums, talent management, and the like through this program. But they still shockingly have money that is available. And if you watch my latest update from yesterday, you know that with these new infrastructure bills that are coming out, that are on, that have been passed in one chamber of Congress and waiting to be passed in another, that any unallocated dollars from some of these programs are being moved to pay for those infrastructure bills. That is considered unallocated. So what we want to do is have you as the business owner be one of those that the funds are allocated to, so that you get your money before they actually pull it from the program. And so the SBA has decided not to reallocate this money, but instead they're going to provide supplemental grants to those that have been awarded to this program already. So we know that there is $7.2 billion. That's a lot of money. And that is the amount that is left to be able to fund these small businesses. The SBA will be sending out invites in your email. So be on the lookout in your inbox. Check your spam folder, promotional folders, to make sure that you don't miss out on that invitation to get part of that money that is available. Now, the initial award was $9 billion. So know that $9 billion went out in awards deposited in business owners' bank accounts. So we do appreciate that. This grant award, this supplement with this actually adds on or expands the time to use this money. And so it has been expanded to June 30th of 2022. That means you have to spend the money by that date. And if you don't know, this is one of the programs where you use it or you lose it. Okay, so what that means is that you have to use the money, the funds, or return it to the federal government. So record keeping is important. You will be required to report out at minimum annually to the SBA regarding your use of these funds. So it's not a lot of time. I mean, this year is passing us by already. So June 30th will be here in no time, but that does give you an additional amount of time to be able to spend your money. Now, the award will be 50% of what you were already awarded. Okay, so you've already been awarded. So what? Maybe that's $500,000 you receive, and then you will qualify for 50%. So that's $250,000 additional supplement for this grant. Now, how do you qualify for this? You must show a 70% loss. Comparing first quarter of 2021 to the same first quarter of 2019. And there is a $10 million cap. That means between your first award and the supplemental award, it cannot be any higher than $10 million. Okay. And we know there were some very significant awards here. So I've been saying that from the very beginning. This is one of two programs where you're not talking about thousands of dollars. You're talking about millions of dollars potentially that you could have received for your business. So what will happen is, say for instance, they have 7.2 billion, but there are more eligible applicants or eligible entities than there are funds. They are going to prioritize those with the severest loss. Okay. So I just stated for this, you have to have 70%. That's high. But we know that these venues were some of the hardest hit during the pandemic. So, and they continue to be hit, even though venues are starting to reopen, they are not back at full capacity, nowhere near capacity where we were in 2019. So they will prioritize those with the most severe loss. So I would encourage you, when you get the invite, do apply as soon as possible. What I want to explain too is that you can use it for your business in a number of different ways. I just want to clarify what you can't use it on, okay? Because sometimes, a lot of times actually, I get questions on what can you use the money for, or people are business owners are fearful to even spend the money because they don't want to get in trouble. Okay, the SBA clearly outlines what you can use money for under all of their programs that they administer. So they're very clear on what the uses are and what are non-uses. Okay, so I want to just go through some of those non-uses. You cannot use it to buy real estate. I get that question a lot. Okay, so this is a recovery grant program. This is free money for your business to help you recover from COVID-19 pandemic. So this is not for you to go invest in new real estate and anything like that. So you can use, there's other programs, other funds available, including SBA outside of COVID, that you can use for that type of activity. You cannot make payments on any loans that have been originated after February 15th of 2020. And you cannot use this grant to make investments or loans. You can't make investments or make any type of loans, and you cannot make any contributions or other payments on behalf of for or on behalf of any political parties. Okay, and then you cannot pay for any other prohibited activity that is considered prohibited by the administrator, which is the SBA. So I want to make sure that you are clear on that. And then lastly, with regards to this program, and it's not specific to this program, I always say you want to make sure that you maintain your documents in an organized fashion and on some cloud drive, maintain all your emails, because that is required for this. I already explained that reporting is necessary for this program. And also you are required to maintain employee records for 4 years. Okay, so that really shouldn't be a problem for business owners, but I know many struggle with best practices in business. So I always want to make sure I reiterate that, because you don't want anything to happen where, it comes back and they want a part of their money back because you did not follow the rules. So it's important that you be clear on what the requirements are all the way through the process. And if you have any questions, you can just go to the SBA website. And also, we have information hyperlinked in the description and the show notes. But you can always go to the SBA's website at sba.gov or Google SVO grant, and it would take you directly to the web page. And where they have all the information, including FAQs, including additional contact information that you may need to have access to throughout the entire process of the grant. Now, if you have been awarded this grant, please let me know in the comment. I have fewer peers that have actually let me know that they have received this grant than any other grant that I have talked about since the pandemic has been ongoing. So that is the Shuttered Venue Operators Grant. If you have any questions, please drop them in the comments. Real quickly, I just want to mention this tax credit. I mentioned it yesterday, but I'm gonna mention it again here. It's so important because this program is super huge, but it has flown under the radar, meaning, all of the, advertisement and talk has been around the PPP and EIDL, right? They've been the biggest programs, but this employee retention tax credit is huge, okay? Anywhere you can get free money, you need to be taking every opportunity to get it. It is a tax credit, a refundable tax credit at that, and a way that you can get cash, okay? So again, this is the employee retention tax credit. I have a video specifically on it that I did the other day, so do go check out our channel for that specific video. I go into more detail there than I will go into here. But you can get up to $33,000 per W-2 employee. That's employees that are on payroll. That it does not include you as the owner, because you as the owner don't get a credit. You got your compensation through PPP, right? Or part of EIDL. But you cannot get the credit as the business owner, but you can get it for your employees. And make sure, and how you get the credit is through your filings of your 941, your regular quarterly tax filings. And there's another form if you want to get an advance on your credit, you can file a form 7200. So I go into detail in that video, and I will also link it here just to make it simpler for you, just to have a link back to the video so you can go there. And I would highly encourage you, if you think you're eligible, reach out to your tax professionals, your accountants, to ask them if they're aware of the credit and how they can help you get access to the credit. I have said, many of you, if you want to reach out to me for referrals, I'm happy to do so. I'm actually looking within my network right now to see which financial specialists and experts actually are knowledgeable about this credit and have the capacity to take on additional clients to be able to help you with the credit, right? I can give you only so much help. Like, I can kind of walk you through the process, but I don't have access to your systems and your reports and your tax returns like your accountant would, right? Or your bookkeeper, your tax consultant. So that's why I encourage you, if you have those on hand, reach out to them as soon as possible to see if you're eligible. So you can be eligible for 2020 credits and 2021 credits. There's differences between the two, but the 33,000 is the max between 2020 and 2021. And so I want to make that clear. As I mentioned before, with the infrastructure bill, they are wanting to take monies from this program. If the infrastructure bill passes, they will. So what that means is instead of the expansion, which it is right now through December 31st of 2021, for getting the credit, you can get the credit all 4 quarters of 2021. They would bring that to September, ending it September 30th of 2021. So that's why it's so important to act on things quickly, because they're trying to snatch these programs to pay for the infrastructure bill for any unallocated dollars. And we don't want it to be unallocated. I want you all to go and get your money. This is free money. So we use terms all the time. I say free money. It can be called a grant. It can be called an advance. It can be called a tax credit. Whatever verbiage you use is free money that you don't want to miss on, and you want to make sure you check and see if you're eligible, and then take the steps to get access to to claim the credits, and then that is going to help you in your business. That means 70% of your payroll you get back. So if you are a business owner who has applied for this tax credit, please let me know. This is another program that very few business owners that I know have actually taken advantage of this credit. And again, this is huge. So if you have employees, this is another reason why you want to consult with your tax professionals. A lot of us that use 1099 workers, you may want to rethink maybe using W-2 workers and how that can benefit you from a tax perspective, and also being able to get access to other benefits that you would only qualify for if you have W-2 employees. That's a discussion to have with your accountant, because they're strategic. They're supposed to be helping you strategically, planning financially in your business. So those are definitely conversations to have with them. So that is the what they refer to as the ERTC program, the Employee Retention Tax Credit. Okay, that information is also in the description. There are no links to send you except for to irs.gov, where all the forms are. And they are, again, we'll go back to the video that I did 2 days ago, and the information is there as well. Now, the last thing that I want to talk about, because I can't talk about it enough, is EIDL. There's still many of you all in the EIDL process. This is the Economic Injury Disaster Loan and Grant Program, which they refer to as an advance, right, cash grant that does not have to be paid back. So they opened up the grant in February. So we know many of you all are in the pipeline still. But in comparison to the money that they have available, the SBA has available, which is $27 billion still available for this program that is unallocated. This is another program where if it is not allocated to a business owner, they are going to remove $17.1 billion for the infrastructure bill. Okay. And I'm not an advocate of that because business owners are still in need, and they need to find ways to do more outreach so that they can get the money to the business owners who need it. Also, there's business owners that applied in 2020 that can't get access to this grant because of certain requirements, especially the low income requirement that was not there in 2020. So we understand that. We continue to advocate and petition for that. The bottom line is as many that have applied, which are just a few 100,000, like just above 300,000, right? So that's not like millions. That's why there's so much money that is left. But it's not that there are not business owners that qualify. Is that, do you know that this program exists and how to apply? Have you checked your email, your inboxes, your spam folders for the invitation? Did you just give up on the program, or just say, forget about it, stop tuning in because you were denied the EIDL loan? The EIDL loan has nothing to do with if you will qualify for or be invited to apply for the targeted EIDL grant. They are handled separately. You have a portal that displays the statuses and the progress of both. But if you are denied the loan, don't let that stop you from applying for the grant. If you go to your inbox, you need to be searching for targeted advance, SBA invite. And if you have it, go to it. Hopefully the link is still activated, because way back when I applied, you only had 30 days to click that button, or you could not access the application. But I know since then they have sent out at least 3 mass emails to applicants of the EIDL loan program to invite them to apply for the grant. So if you have not applied for the EIDL loan at all, and you've been in business since or before January 31st of 2021, you can apply for the EIDL loan, and you should. That is the way you get invited to apply for the grant. Both of these programs are only open. I told you that these programs are dwindling down unless Congress expands them again or adds some new programs, they're dwindling down. So you only have a limited time to get access to these programs. This program closes December 31st of 2021. You do not want to wait. Too many times I get emails and messages from business owners the last day they want to apply, or the day before the last day they want to apply, and they don't make it through. Because you have to know the time it takes and what information to gather together. And we already know a lot of business owners don't have all the information organized, but that's what you want to do. That makes the process go a lot more quicker. But you do not want to wait to closing day to say, oh, okay, I'm going to apply for this program. Get in the pipeline, okay? It does take time to get your application through, but at the end of the day, you will get it. Okay. And then while you're waiting for this, you could be applying for other types of funding that I'll discuss before I close out. Okay. So again, this is the EIDL program, the loan that the SBA is expected to increase, and they should be doing it like in days. Like I thought they would have done it already to make the official announcement to raise the cap to $2 million. They've already raised the cap to $500,000. So we know that a lot of you all have applied for an increase, the modification, and I'm hearing they've sped up the process so much. They worked through most of the 600,000 backlog that they had. But there have been a lot of denials, like 50% were denials. And unverified information is a big one. Somebody just contacted me about that yesterday. Like, what is unverified? We have a video on unverified. Really, no matter what place you are in the EIDL process, we probably have a video for it. Whether you're trying to apply, whether you're trying to get unstuck, whether you're trying to overcome a denial, file reconsideration, file reevaluation, we have a video in our on our channel, in our playlist that can help you through that process. So I would encourage you to go through that video. Don't just give up on the process or just keep waiting. You want to make sure that you're calling. If you're not getting any answers or any follow-up and you've been stuck and you've done all that you can do, reach out to your SBA district office. The SBA has already stated in their FAQs for the loan for the EIDL program that you can reach out to your SBA office. And if they say no, then you tell them per the SBA and their FAQs, you're supposed to reach out to them to get additional assistance. In addition to that, you can go to Congress, contact your congressperson. Just Google them, right? Your state and your congressperson, and it will pop up. So is that really that simple to get access to your congress people and send them an email, but call them. And they will get involved. If one doesn't follow up as quickly, contact both. As many as you have, you want to contact them, and then one will get involved, have you sign a release, and then help you through the process, resolve the problem. You know, I've seen it all. If you've been stuck, you've been approved, and they haven't funded you, you could get unstuck. If you're stuck in an appeal, or you're just pending, and you've just been waiting forever, they can really help move the process along. I know because I'm proof of that, and many business owners who have done it. So make sure you're exhausting all these options and you're just not just sitting waiting on your application without calling at least weekly for a status update, and exhaust all those channels and to make sure you're being active to get your application moving. But those modifications are moving. But again, denials mean it's still delayed. You got to go through the reconsideration process, right? Or if you had problems with your bank account, you didn't make sure your bank was properly set up, and now it's on hold, or they sent it back and now it's on hold. So it could take months before you get that money back because there's something you didn't do, right? So I just want to make sure that you all are taking that necessary action, that you know we have resources and tools available. We also have reconsideration templates on our website at www.shebosstaught.com. That can be helpful to you as well if you need help formulating the reconsideration or reevaluation. If you've been denied, you must speak to the denial. What is the reason? And then what is the proof that you can show that you should not have been denied, or you corrected the error that caused the denial? I've seen it both ways, and I've seen several business owners be able to overcome denials to get approved and get funded, both the targeted EIDL grants and the the EIDL loan. Okay, the EIDL loan is not forgivable, but they have great terms, and payments are deferred until 2020. So this is the time, that's the relieve you of any burden. You can focus on rebuilding your business and not have to be worried about a payment until 2022. Okay, they have great loan terms, and it's a longer term loan. So I've explained this before. It's 30-year maturity date. Not that you have to wait that long. Most businesses do not. Okay, most businesses are not in business for 30 years, and definitely you don't want to take that long to pay back off a loan. But is manageable terms, right, for you and your business. So I highly encourage, but you do not have to take it, even if you approve. Only take what you need, like, and you can only get as much as you qualify for based on the calculations that are identified in the FAQs. So they are transparent calculations that you can calculate on your own to know what loan amount you will get. If they change when they raise the cap to 2 million, we will let you know, but we have not heard anything from the SBA as far as them changing the calculation. This means that just if you qualify for over, not everybody will qualify. Not everybody qualifies for 500,000, and not everybody will qualify for over 500,000. But those that do qualify for over 500,000, then you'll have an opportunity to get additional money once they raise it to the 2 million cap. Okay. So we're hopeful that they would do that in the upcoming days, hopefully, or in the upcoming weeks. But as soon as they make the announcement, I will be back on here giving you all that latest information. Now with the grants, let's get those grants in, because grants are great. They're free money. You don't have to pay back. And I actually received a message this morning. I receive them every day, but just received one this morning with one of our family. She-Boss Talk family sent me a screenshot that she got approved for the supplemental grant. Okay, so she had gotten approved for the targeted, but she was waiting on approval for the supplement. It is not a guarantee that if you get the targeted EIDL grant up to 10,000, that you will get the grant for 5,000. Okay, it's similar to the SVO grant and the supplement, is that there are separate requirements that need to be met in order to qualify for the supplemental. But there still is a lot of money left for the supplemental grant. Not as much, because we know the cap is $5 billion. So that's enough to help 1 million small business owners. So that's why it's important for you all to get your applications in. Now, just to reiterate, that the targeted qualifications for up to 10,000 is 300 employees or less. You must be able to show a 30% decrease in gross receipts, revenue, sales in your business. Not unemployment, not any grants, not W-2 income. Your business sales, your business income, be able to show a 30% decrease in 1 quarter. You will have to provide sales for every single month of every single quarter of every single year from 2019 to 2021. Then the loan specialist will look at it and see if there is a match. If they're looking at a quarter and there is a decrease, but what you received in 2019 to what you received in 2020. It does not mean you have all of 2020, you had to have a loss. I did not have a loss the entire 2020. I made way more than I did in 2019, but my biggest loss was in second quarter. Okay, so but you have to be able to show that, and then of course be able to provide your tax returns, because they will be looking at tax returns to determine if you're truthful and accurate. Okay, so you need to have that and be in a low income community. As of right now, the SBA has not stated that they're going to make any changes regarding that, but we continue to advocate for that. That means you need to call your congressmen and women. You need to go to Twitter, tag them in Twitter or wherever you need to go to let them know that you want your money. So you have to take action and be an advocate on your own behalf. Now, the supplemental $5,000 grant, same, you still need to be in a low income community, but you need to have 10 employees or less, and you have to be able to show a 50% decrease in gross sales, gross revenue, or gross income to qualify at this point. So I know the SBA is like, they're wanting people to apply for this program, but we want them to process the people that are still stuck in the process. right? So if you have applied for the targeted EIDL program, let me know where you are in that process. Are you still waiting? How long have you been waiting? Have you been approved? Have you been funded for the grant? Let me know in the comments. Since the SBA has modified their processes, implemented improvements, are you seeing an improvement? How would you rate them on a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being very low, not so good, and 5 being great, right? How would you rate them as far as how they're processing your application? I would really like to know here in the comments, because we do have to hold them accountable. We know the communication has not been great. We know when they send out, the email denial stating unverifiable information, it's like, why can't you just state what it is? Is it my identity? I didn't submit a driver's license that was legible, or, is it an issue with my business entity? I mean, they could be more clear about it, okay? I know they don't want to give it away just in case there's some fraud, but they can be more clear as to what they're looking for, but they're not. But they do clarify what unverifiable means in their FAQs, and I will drop those in the comments later after this broadcast. But it's important for us to get access to as many programs as we can. I just had a business owner that's on our email list. And by the way, if you're not on our email list, you definitely should subscribe. But she said that she was going to close her business because she can't find any help anywhere. My question is, where are you looking for help? Like, if you're connected to us, we provided tons of help. We always tell you where to go, but where are you going? Where are you looking for help? And are you consistent, right? But we know there are many challenges, especially in underserved communities, getting access to these programs. I know, but I try to let you all know organizations you need to connect to, right? We've tried to provide as much information, resources, and tools here. Have you bought our grant application cheat sheet so that you can go win a grant, win a pitch competition, get selected for an accelerator program? Did you get our master class that we have available, right? That's on demand. I put it on demand. We held the live class. We made it on demand so you can get it at your leisure. And we don't hold back. We give you all the information in there. And it's interactive. Entrepreneurs and business owners, just like you, asking same questions that you have, and they're getting answers, and you can get your answers there. We have so many tools. If you're stuck and trying to start up your business, we have a CEO startup toolkit. I mean, so we're constantly bringing new programs on board. If you're on YouTube like us and you haven't done anything with your channel, you can be making money right now with your own channel. We're going to be hosting a masterclass next month, which is around the corner in September. If you would like to be in that masterclass, let us know in the comments. Or shoot us an email at hello@shebosstalk.com, and we will make sure that you get the invite to attend the master class. We're all about helping you make money in your business, helping you scale in your business, helping you to build wealth and build legacy, and work less and make more money. Who want to work harder, right? We don't want to burden ourselves. We want to make more money so we can have more freedom in our lives to do what it is we want to do. So that's what this channel is about, to help you all that are trying to accomplish those goals. And then lastly, again, this is a reminder. Many business owners fail to look in there right where you are, in your neighborhood, in your community, in your local area. I'm talking your city, your county, and your state. Are you calling your city government, your county government, your state government, asking them, what programs do you have to help support my business? I have been impacted by COVID-19. I haven't been received any help, or even if you have received help, maybe it's not enough. Just ask them what help is available, what grant programs, what tax credits are available. I know our Women Business Center just launched a program, I believe last week. And this is a special program. I've never seen anything like that. But for certain businesses in certain areas, certain neighborhoods, and it's in my neighborhood actually, so I could apply for it, but they will actually give you a free brick and mortar, where you can be out in the public with your business and you're selling your products as part of this program. There's all types of programs like this all across the country, and even for our international folks internationally, because I get you all asking me where to find grants at. Some of the same types of organizations we have here in the US are in other countries, and we have a free grant tracker as well. As much as we find the international grants, they are posted as well, but you have to look at the list, right? There's going to be more that are in the US than are international, but we have posted several international grants, several international pitch competitions. So it's not always exclusive to the US. I've seen grants that were just for India. Like Facebook had a whole bunch of grants. They had a mainstream grant. Then they had a Black-owned business grant. Then they had a grant, I believe, for just those businesses in India. So different organizations and businesses are targeting different businesses at different times based on what the need is. Because we know that there's some populations that have been really hardest hit, but they've gotten the least amount of access to help and resources. So those are the people that they're helping. And if it's not your business today, it could be your business tomorrow, right? But every day there's new programs coming online, new accelerators, right? If you're a creator on all of these platforms, if you're selling on Amazon, they have a program. They just launched it. And it's going to be an annual program. So it's up to you. When you see on our tracker and it says multiple rounds or it says annual program, then find out the date. Mark your calendar and apply in the next year or the next quarter or the next month whenever they reopen those grants. So, we can only do so much, but then it's up to you to continue the work. I mean, we obviously we're so busy we can't hold, right? But you have to be able to take action on your behalf. And we're so happy so many of you all have done that in this season. And we see a lot of you all thriving, but there's still many that are not. You have your doors open. We don't want you to close, but we want all of us to be successful, right? It is nothing special about me that I have been able to accomplish what I've accomplished or getting grants. I just am committed and I'm intentional every single day. I'm researching, I'm seeking every single day. I'm picking up the phone, talking to somebody every day, seeing what is new, what's next, what's coming, and then I bring it to you. If we all did that, I think more of us would be successful. But sometimes we're scared others are going to achieve more than we do or we have, and we want to hide information, hoard information, keep it to ourselves. But that is not going to help us move forward during this pandemic. We have to all share, sharing this video, sharing our channel, letting someone know, like if they've been needing help, they haven't found it, point them here. We have helped you. So I would encourage you all to do that. Sharing is caring. We want all of you all to succeed, and we know you definitely can, and we're here to help you in any way that we can. So with that said, those are my updates for today. Again, things are always coming. New information is always coming on board, but I encourage you all to just keep the faith and stay the course, right? Keep at it. Don't give up. I don't care how hard it gets. Keep going, right? If you've done all you can do, there's still something else you can do. You can advocate for yourself. You can get on a platform like this and talk about it. Share your story. Get on the news. There's always something that you can do. Okay, so someone is asking, are there any grants and loans for business owners? There's grants and loans for everybody, every business, every type, no matter where, if you're starting, if you're in the middle, or if you've been in business for a long time. It doesn't matter what industry you're in. Some are specific to those industries. Some are not. Some are just for small business. Some are just for women. So you look at the grant. They always tell you what the eligibility requirements are. Start with our grant tracker. It's a free listing. We don't even ask you to get on our email list to access the list. It's on our website on the COVID-19 resource tab. Okay, that we update. But it's not an all exhaustive list, okay? And then at the bottom, if you scroll all the way to the bottom, there's another list for specific startups, accelerators, and programs specifically for you. Another link for if you are a nonprofit, for nonprofits, okay? So I would start there. Start your research there. We've done a lot of the heavy lifting, but again, there are too many grants to put on one particular list. Okay, so we try to keep on there the most recent ones, the most popular ones that we find out about. But the ones locally, I see them all the time, but there's no way I have time. It would take me probably 2 dedicated full-time staff to list out all the grants that I see all the time. That's why I continually say you need to check in your local area. Pick up that phone, start calling organizations. And I'm talking about all types. They're giving out funds. And if they're not, ask them why and what they're going to do about it, right? All the states have gotten billions of dollars to help support small entrepreneurs and small businesses. And so if they're not, it's up to us to hold them accountable, period. Okay? If you got the PPP, can you go for this, or this is invite only? This is invite only. This has nothing to do with PPP, and you must have been awarded. That's for the shuttered venue, if that's what you're asking. EIDL, you can apply for. If you got PPP, you can apply for EIDL grant and loan, and it doesn't affect your PPP at all. Yes, G, you got to refocus, got to get your business in order. Use the money you have. Let me know, what grants have you received already? What loans have you received already? What tax credits have you received already? What accelerator programs have you already signed up for? Use the money you have to reinvest in your business. That is what we do. That is what we do, right? So we know there's a lot of businesses struggling to pay their commercial rents. Wow. Yesterday, when I read an article, this one business, I believe is in New York, they're in a premier district. Do you know their rent is $16,000 a month? Not $16,000 a year, $16,000 per month just for rent. They better be making a lot of money. But even with the money they're making, they're struggling to pay that rent. That's a lot of money. And I just was helping one of our peers get funded yesterday, and she has 2 locations, and her commercial rent is $2,000. Okay, so it's not cheap. Commercial rent is not cheap at all. But you can see scrolling across the bottom that we offer funding up to $25K. We actually offer up to $2 million. But $25K and below is what we find most businesses need. And you get it same day or next day, just depending on what time you apply during the day. But there are specific requirements you have to meet in order to qualify for this funding. And we've been able to qualify and fund all types of businesses and all types of industries, from trucking, logistics, restaurants, food trucks, food stands, consultants, coaches, home health, dental offices, medical offices. So if that's you and you need funding, COVID related or not, you can use these funds on whatever you want to use it for. Only need a 450 credit score, 50K monthly sales for at least 3 months, in your bank account verifiable, 6 months in business, not a year, and have a business checking account in your business name and an EIN number. And you can get funded tomorrow and be using it to invest in your business and growing your business. Okay. And I'm so happy we've been able to fund those individual businesses. Yeah, I know. I know it's been a challenge with the targeted grants. I know. And the thing is just so few have applied. So that's why I said, get your Congress involved. I know people that have business owners that have reported they got their funds, but it took them getting Congress involved. And I don't know why they're not moving, because they sped up the loan modifications. So if you all are still stuck with the targeted grant, but just make sure you're doing your part and it's not you that's holding up the process, right? Because like I said, it's like over 300,000 that have been funded. I don't know how many are still in the pipeline at this point for targeted EIDL grants. So Shay is saying, she's saying that was her rent for her daycare in New York. She had to shut down, 16,000, and she had 3 locations. The highest rent was 24,000. Woo-wee. That is serious stuff. So these programs, all of these programs that I have mentioned today, and including others like PPP, those funds can be used, and it specifically says it can be used on rent. So if you're struggling with your rent, but that's a lot of rent, okay? But if you're struggling with your rent, You have funds to work with. If you did get the PPP, EIDL, Restaurant Revitalization, Shuttered Venue, or other grant, also reach out to your landlord. I know some landlords are not that great, but there are landlords. First, you can't get anything if you don't ask. It's always going to be a no if you don't ask, okay? Reach out to your landlord and see if you can work out some type of agreement. Okay, so I know a lot of landlords and commercial renters have done that, but there's some that the landlord is like, they will kick you out as quickly as they're kicking out those in residential units, unfortunately. And with the lift of the eviction ban, we're going to see a lot more evictions. But unless Congress does something, and again, we have to hold them accountable to take action to prevent people from being on the street. And believe me, there's business owners that are homeless, right? We don't want anybody to be homeless, okay? So with that said, I hope you all are having a great week. Again, don't give up on the process. This is a process. Make sure that you are exhausting every avenue for help. I'm sure there's something you left out. If you're connected with us, if you're on our email list, we always share important information on where you can go to get help. All here on our channel, we do the same because, you know, there's organizations out there, even if you have no money, SCORE, SBDC, Women Business Centers, Urban Leagues, the list goes on and on and on that can assist you. Free webinars that you can attend to upskill, right? Or learn how to do better digital marketing so you can sell more products. That's why we're in business, so you can sell more services and make more money. You have to be in a digital space. I don't care if you have a brick and mortar. You have to learn the digital space, master that, master your target audience, and you will start making 6 and 7 figures easily. But that's an area we struggle with. That's why that's our expertise here as digital marketing, creating content that sells. And that's why we're going to have that YouTube class coming up. We're going to be putting out more content around how to turn content to cash to help you make more money with content you already have and turning those into digital products that sell. Okay, thousands and thousands of dollars while you sleep. That's where we want to be. So I hope you're ready to get there. Thank you so much for tuning in. Continue to be the boss with amplified impact and continue to stay safe and in good health. Have a wonderful day.